Hey everybody, I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. I'm out in the vegetable garden today getting my fall to winter garden started. And in that bed right behind me, I've got a combination of things like kale, lettuce, cilantro, just some things that we typically use in the kitchen on a frequent basis. And we're getting ready for cooler temperatures here in Tennessee. It's been extremely hot up until now. Even today, we're hitting in the mid 70s somewhere for the high today. But by Monday of next week, we're going to be down to 40 degrees. And so we're going to start actually getting those cooler temperatures that fall vegetables really like. Now, vegetable plants and plants in general are finicky in a lot of cases. They like a certain range. And so at some point, our vegetable plants aren't going to continue to grow because it'll be too cold for them. But we've got a solution for that. This raised bed here and this framing structure that's on it is from Vego Gardens. And they sent it to me to test out. This actually will hold a combination of two different things, actually three. It could hold up just a row cover type cloth. It could hold up a greenhouse cover, which is what I'm going to put on it today. And it also could be used with a misting system up across the top. So I can see a lot of potential uses for that, whether the plant propagation area or just to keep your vegetables nice and watered for it. So let's take a look and let me show you a little bit more about this setup. So the Vego Gardens are really neat. They're made of a metal that lasts 20 years. They're food safe, so they're really good to use for your vegetable plants. They last a long time. You're not having to replace them frequently like you would with a wood raised bed. They are a little bit more on the pricey side, but they last a lot longer. So try to average that out when you're making your decisions on stuff. But in this bed, these are all screwed together right here on these little points. And this frame goes right into here, and it's got this tiny little, gasket kind of thing. This is a little plastic piece that fits the curve of these little corrugated areas. And it makes it really easy to set up, and it's really kind of firm. Once everything gets put together and you've got your frame structure, it feels really nice and solid for what you would expect here. So perfect to put up a cold frame. I don't know how strong of winds it can take, but we're going to go ahead and set up the actual cover on here to see how that functions. So he's got these little strings right here, and I'm going to kind of wrap them around the very base of this to keep it down good and just tie it off. So guys, welcome to the mini greenhouse right here. This was really a simple project to put together. The frame itself maybe took 30 to 45 minutes, mostly because I kept checking the instructions, making sure I was doing everything correctly. I think once you have that down pat, you could probably get it down to 15 to 20 minutes at most, and maybe even faster than that. The greenhouse covering itself took me less than 5 minutes to put together. It attaches very easily with these little Velcro locations, these spots right down here where it's a tie-on. Now something that's very, very important that I am really glad that they included in this is this window over here. There's one on either end of the short side of the greenhouse, and that gives you ventilation. If you don't have good ventilation, you can introduce fungal diseases, or you could just simply cook your plants. If it gets too hot in a greenhouse, you need to have a way to let that air escape. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this raised bed does this wintertime. It's a 4-foot by 8-foot raised bed, 32 square feet, which should give us plenty of space for packing in the produce so that we can enjoy it over the winter. The structure is pretty sturdy. I am curious to see how it does with our Tennessee wind. We can get a whole lot of wind here in the wintertime all the way through May in the springtime. So we'll get to a pretty good test to see how the wind affects this raised bed. The other thing, snow. We don't really get much snow. We'll get 4 to 6 inches of snow, so we can't really tell you a whole lot about the snow loads with this. We probably won't get enough to really give it a good test. But I'm pretty excited about this raised bed. I think it comes together really well, and I think it will probably do a really good job at producing some really good vegetables for us. So I hope you'll stick around, hit the like button and subscribe, and check out future updates on this raised bed and other things that we have here on Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching.